S15 Silvia. It is the time you have all been waiting for, and we are finally doing an S15 giveaway. As of right now, as this video launched, every $5 you spend is gonna get you entered for a chance to win an S15 Silvia. Now, you see two behind me, and you may recognize this car, you may not. You definitely don't recognize this car. What we're actually gonna be giving away is a combination of the two. And I kinda owe you guys a little bit of a backstory. This car is my factory lightning yellow, aero kitted car. Very, very rare in the world of Silvias. It's a factory spec R. I've had it sitting in Japan. I've been patiently waiting for it to come, and it's here. This car was not supposed to be the giveaway car. We actually had a rare color spec R that I was planning to give away. The car showed up about 2 weeks ago, and it was so bad that no matter what we did bodywork wise, I could not bring myself to give this thing away. It was crashed in the front, crashed in the rear, had some rust. It looked like the car had been back halved from another car. The importer was actually really cool and was willing to take the car back and give me my money back, which was very cool. A lot of importers won't do that, but I was left with a problem. We had this S15 giveaway slated to start right now, and pretty much every spec R that I could find was like, meh, needed some paint, wasn't really that nice. And I'm planning to do the full LZ spec treatment to this car. So it's getting engine out, the bay's gonna get painted. And it turned out that the best move was to actually get a spec S that was as clean as I could possibly find underneath and in the engine bay, no rust, and we're gonna do a baller paint job on it. So this car actually worked out to be a really good candidate. It's got some fiberglass, it's got some aero, but the body's really clean, and I'm very, very happy with what this car is gonna turn into. Now this car actually comes into play, and the reason why I said it's gonna be a hodgepodge of the cars, because I want this car to feel like a factory spec R. Obviously we're gonna do some turbo upgrades and stuff, but I'm actually gonna take the drivetrain out of my personal car, the 6-speed transmission, the VCT SR. This thing is getting the most OE factory style SR drivetrain with, of course, all of the upgrades. So believe it or not, we're gonna start tearing into this car today, but before we do that, I feel like we have to break it in by doing a lap. I haven't driven an NA SR in a very long time, and I think it's probably one of the slowest engines to ever come into any Nissan, any Silvia, I should say, any Silvia. So we're gonna do that, but before we do that, let's take a quick look at the cars. Now this car is actually graded a 4B. I don't know what happened. It looks like someone stole the upholstery at the port, which is a bit weird, but I'm actually not that bummed about it. I've got a really cool color scheme for this car, and I was actually planning to do some custom upholstery, which isn't something I normally do on cars. So it's gonna actually motivate me to do that a little bit more, because I was on the fence about if I wanted to carry it to the door cards. And the only other interesting thing, it's got all these sweet Defy gauges. Of course, it's NA, so it doesn't really matter, but check out this like little hydro dipped situation we got going on here.
Feels like camo looking.
Yeah, it's kind of fancy. Both cars literally showed up from the port. I have not washed either of them. You can see they still have grime, but nothing too fancy to see here other than a relatively clean engine bay. Got a ARC intake, bro. Probably pushing like 160, maybe 170 horsepower. That's gonna change because it's getting this John. This car is probably making like 250 and change. This car is absolutely filthy. This thing's been sitting in storage forever. Both cars will get full engine bay paint. That car, like, I'm not joking around. When we say full Z-spec, we're pulling all the glass out. Like, it's full color change. It's gonna be, I'm very, very, very excited. But I'm anxious to get the car into paint to get that process going, which is why we're gonna start turning the engine out today. But before we do that, let's do a lap and see how an NA SR does around the compound. But one more thing I wanna add. It looks like this car was raised in shipping to probably not destroy the kit. The front specifically has a significant amount of positive camber. So this is not by any means for all the NA SR people out there. You didn't give it a fair chance. Damn right we didn't, because we didn't have time. Yep. I'm sure you guys can imagine, as we keep elevating the level of these giveaway cars, it's pretty challenging. But believe it or not, one of the things that's the most challenging is actually the business side of running a giveaway. And that's where ShipStation, the sponsor of today's video, comes into play and is an integral part of streamlining our shipping process. Not only has ShipStation saved us thousands and thousands of dollars with industry-leading carrier discounts, the automation that ShipStation has allowed us to do with shipping tasks has saved us so much time, it is ridiculous. The dashboard is beautiful and it makes printing orders, printing labels, labels, handling customer service, reporting, all super easy. You can import orders from wherever you sell online. And when I say save thousands on shipping costs, you could save up to 89% on UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates. Over 130,000 companies have grown their business with ShipStation, and 98% of the customers that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life, just like us. ShipStation is an innovative tool that's gonna help you turn your shipping challenges into opportunities for growth. Just go to shipstation.com/AdamLZ and sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's just shipstation.com/AdamLZ. And I wanna give a massive thank you to them for helping us grow our business and of course for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. Now I do want to apologize. I just realized that we are filming this before the F80 giveaway has ended, but you're watching this the day after the F80 giveaway ended. So I want to give a massive thank you to all of you guys that entered that giveaway. It was a really good one. That car's phenomenal. I can't wait to see who wins it. We'll be announcing the winner shortly, so stay tuned. Make sure to check your phones, check your emails, because you never know, you could be the one. But I just want to say thank you. You guys entering in all of these giveaways massively helps support the channel and all the things we do here at the LZ compound. Got my new heat waves on with the side shields. Block out all the haters of my NA S15. Oil pressure, yes. Noise, yup. Sounds pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to see how much talking I can do during the lap. This is gonna be my first lap. We're gonna make it hella exciting. First time really driving this thing at all. Are we good, Michael? All right, let's freaking do this, baby. And off we go. Feels like we got one wheel peel, but it's all right. Oh, I guess we can get in a second. Whoa! I've driven plenty of S15, so I feel like I know what to expect. It's not a bad first lap either. I'm pretty impressed with it. Just lots of first gear downshifts. Woo! Come on, baby. I'm gonna use the new rubber line to help us through here. It's still sliding even with open diff. Not a bad first lap. Woo! Yo, the alignment on this thing is so jacked up. It's pretty soft too, and there's a lot going on, but it still felt pretty fast. That's so funny. Sometimes these lower power cars here do pretty well. It had a decent amount of grip. I felt like I was carrying decent speed, even with cold tires. Not too shabby, I don't think. Dude, on second thought, we're leaving the NASR in here. Yeah? Dude, it's a good time.
You gotta drive at 10/10, so that's why.
It's like driving a Miata, but you look cooler. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like kind of the same thing, and your head doesn't stick out of the roof.
True.
Let's see if we can shave some time off that last one, and go! All right, come on. 1, 2. Carrying a lot of momentum through here. Ooh, sloppy. First gear downshift, a little bit of understeer. Come on, baby. That's really fun. I like that part. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. The Spec S S15 slides in right between a wet NSX and a S50B32 E36. Not too bad. With a 3348, we have the S15 Spec S. We don't really have a lot of good cars on the board to compare it to. I guess the closest would be like an A86 Corolla, which is also much slower. But it's gonna be really cool when we get the yellow Spec R out there and see what a very similar car, but with a turbo, a little bit more weight under the hood, and a little bit more power can do around the compound. Arguably 30 times more fun than I anticipated. Whew, I got a workout. Yeah. This is like first thing Monday morning, and I'm just wheeling and dealing this Spec S right now. This is probably my favorite part about the compound, is getting to do this with random cars. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as fun as this is for me. You know, thoughts, questions, comments. I feel like if I had a lock diff, that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Also, this clutch sounds like it got tired.
Yeah, it smells.
Yeah, I'm using it, That's for sure. I feel like before we pull the engine, I should give a good solid attempt at drifting the layout. I think I'm gonna try that real quick and see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, I'm zinging and minging her, you know? I'm
winging and dinging her?
I'm winging, dinging, zinging all that I can. Maybe go in the grass. That'll probably be the best chance of capturing me sideways in this John.
Probably best chance of me not getting hit.
Yeah, no angle, no power, no problem.
Yeah.
Little fun fact, I got the AC cranking right now. Let's see if the handbrake works. Oh yeah. Beautiful, what? Oh, and then the clutch says nope when you go to second. I'll try drifting in first. That might be the better move. Faster and see what happens. Actually worked. Let's see if I can click second. Woo! I don't know how I made that happen, but I did. Pretty impressed with that. I don't know how I made that work, dude. Using every ounce of her that I can. Brings me back, dude. That's fun. You know, simpler time. I never drove a KA, so I can't say back when I drove a KA. I've driven other people's KAs. I've driven NA Spec Rs.
Yeah.
Or sorry, NA Spec S's.
That one time you tried to drift one of these years ago, right?
Yeah.
Good times.
I can't believe I just did that. That was pretty cool. I wonder if I can get it to get in the drop. I don't know if I could carry enough speed through there. I'm gonna try. Here, you can film from kind of over by the light post. I'm gonna basically straight line and handbrake into it.
Okay.
And it should look cool. It's amazing how well a stock S chassis drifts with no angle mods whatsoever. It doesn't even have an alignment on it. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
You did the thing.
Time to pull the engine. We're good. Had my fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this stock iteration of this. We could do a bunch of content with the NA swap. We could even NA turbo it. I think Jimmy did that before. Really cool, and you can actually make them pretty spicy. But I want to get rolling on the swap sooner than later, just so we can have as much time as possible to make this thing super, super sick. So yeah, motor's got to come out so we can bring this thing to paint. Even though the F80 M3 giveaway is technically already over, I wanted to share with you guys a couple other things we did literally on the last day of the giveaway to make it even better for whoever ends up winning it. CSF makes a lot of cool products for these cars. As you know, the car is factory water-to-air intercooled, so it's basically using coolant to keep the air temps cooler. Now when you turn the boost up and you start pushing it, it gets to be a little bit warm, so what you do is you upgrade to a beautiful unit like this. And what's nice about it, not only does it optimize cooling, all over my toes. The way they design it, it's direct bolt-on, so you don't need to do any crazy modifications. It's a beautiful looking piece. If you're keeping the air cool, you're making more power, you're not heat soaking, optimized airflow. Beautiful piece, but what it really makes a difference is when you pair with one of these. So this is the actual heat exchanger that will cool the coolant that runs through this. This is the factory unit. Look how tiny this is. And then this is your badass big unit. Comes with a rock guard, direct bolt-in still, no trimming or anything required, which is very cool. And then, last but not least, got to keep oil temps cool too. So this actually has taller louvers, still has this nice little rock guard on it, but look at this compared to the stock unit. Even though we started with a really great car, these were two of the big things we wanted to do was get the rear end dialed in with all of those SPL arms. Now it's got the full CSF package, so whoever wins it, we won Lucky Keeper.
He asked me to let him. He asked me to not do a lot of stuff up here, but we were running against the clock. So it's been a while. We took OEM stuff out. Yeah, we just gotta do a couple of things, undo the transmission mount, and then take it out. I was gonna lower the subframe and everything because the car is gonna get spray. We'll leave that for another time. Plus, it'll be easier to roll it to Ray and Josh.
Yeah. We got Nismo arms. Oh, we got all the Nismo arms back here. Sheesh. Somebody had money back in the day. Look at these things, dude. Pretty sweet. Overall, this thing's in pretty solid shape.
Yeah.
These things rust really bad, and they're usually all crunched up in the rear from getting hit 8 times drifting, and that was pretty much every spec car we looked at. So she'll be getting the treatment, but definitely a really good starting point. What's cool about this is still all intact. It's not like twisted or anything, you know? And
Yeah.
Just when I said that, just overlay the Best part's taking stuff apart. The worst part is putting it back together.
Always.
The best part, though, is that we've done probably, even me, I've done a lot of S chassis, but
Yeah.
collectively we've done enough S chassis stuff. We're like, this is so much simpler than an R chassis,
Mm-hmm.
and we've done plenty of those too. So I'm excited. We've got so many spares and so much of everything for this car. This
Yeah.
is the car where like there could be one bracket off the car and instantly I will know what it's for.
Yep.
Other cars not like that. Oh, I'm so excited for the zinc.
Adam's favorite thing to do other than work on cars. Clean the flow. You having fun there, champ?
It's been a while since I've used my old road. Yo, on Winham, getting the rest of this thing done. It is completely stripped, almost ready for paint. We're still leaving some of this stuff on just to make sure that all the body panels can fit up so they can make sure all the bodywork is good. What'd you cut out of this thing to get it ready?
The first thing that we cut out was the battery tray. So for the intercooler piping to go in, it's best to just route it through here, cut a hole, put a battery sideways, the smaller battery on there, and then just drill a hole through there, and we have the front mount on that side. We run it through that one hole, but that is the airbox mount that goes here like this, and then that's another mount for the airbox below the fender. So we'll cover this hole here. We'll use this for the intercooler piping. This is a factory airbox that goes down there as well. On that side, it's just shut some holes, and then on this side, drill a hole.
One kind of cool piece about this car, it's actually going to be getting a fender from my original S15, this one up here. The factory fenders that came on this car, they're actually not fiberglass, they're metal, and they did kind of an interesting thing where they fiberglassed the vents in the back of it. They're not wider, so I don't really see a point, and it looks kind of ricey with the rest of the car, and I kind of want it to look a little more like OE. So this is one fender I had from a front clip that I bought, and then one from my original S15 because the other one was kind of a little munched up. So the better two are going on this car, so we can give it the old stock look.
Second one. Everything is out of the engine bay. All the holes that we thought it would be best to shut and just give it a clean look. Now Josh and Ray are taking over the car. They're gonna pressure wash it, clean it up really good so that their sanding paper doesn't get clogged up with all the oil.
Yeah.
And they'll prep it for paint.
And it's gonna be a spicy color.
Yeah, I like the color.
Yeah.
Ray did some test sprays on it, so I'm pumped on how it's gonna look. Follow some of the same things that they did on this 15, on the yellow green S15, and drill the holes for the intercooler, or one hole for the intercooler, and then plan out for the battery, but it's gonna look good. good old D-Max. They're getting replaced on BC Racing probably.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go, look.
If you guys haven't noticed in the background of the video, pretty cool, Odie's actually here swapping his engine on his car. Believe it or not, Freddie is Odie's crew chief, which is that a new thing this year or was that last year too?
New thing for this year.
Very cool. I don't know if you want to say something about what happened, but.
Yeah, man. Crank broke in half. There's actually the front of the crank there with the harmonic balancer still attached. The motor was still spinning and went off timing because the crank and the cam were completely disconnected. Nitrous was still spraying. Valves, I think, were open. Nitrous went into the intake manifold with fuel and it ignited into a huge fireball. Big explosion. We got tons of really cool parts in the corner there before. We got to throw them away, but everything exploded. Intake manifold even blew the oil cap out of the valve cover somehow. That's fixed now. Holes in the...
Oh my God. That's insane.
It's the crankshaft.
Crap.
Yeah. But that is what started the whole thing. And honestly, that's a main cap. Freddie and I replaced the front main seal, I think, right after practice because it was like, oh, that's weird, it's leaking. And I was like, Freddie, there's a weird harmonics in the car. I don't like the way it sounds. Maybe the header is just slapping the frame rail or something like that. But no, that was telltale signs that the crank is slightly bending because we put a brand new seal in it, still wet afterwards, and it was getting slightly worse. So went in the burnout box, that grade A battle, the car harmonics were not perfect. And I was like, don't overthink it, it's probably something simple. And at the end of the run, finish line, the crank finally let go and everything made sense at that moment.
It was crazy because I've been in a lot of fires, I've seen a lot of fires.
Odie Bosch's finished out. He doesn't even need to finish it out. No. But I think it's smart because, oh my gosh! Holy cow! Get out, Odie, get out, get out. Get out, hit that, oh, son of a gun. Get out. I know he's out. Get out there, fire. Oh, shoot. God, what the heck? And round of applause to Odie's outside of the car. That was a big explosion.
I've never seen one happen as quickly as that. Like the bang and the explosion sound, like it was really scary from a quarter mile away. I can imagine in the car.
It was terrible because first the terrible thing it was you lose power steering when the engine quits, and right there at the track there's a K-rail that we're all very familiar with and we stay the hell away from it. And the car went right towards the K-rail because it unwound, and then without power steering it took me quite some time to start it turning away from it. And after I got it away from the K-rail, that's when I could focus on actually getting out of the car, even though the whole time there was fire that was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I got really lucky on the broad scheme of things, and I'm lucky that you're letting me rebuild this thing here at your shop, man. That's
of course.
How convenient that it happened to be on the way to the next round and you happen to have a really badass shop right here. So
anytime, but hopefully it doesn't happen again for you. I don't mind. But anyway, no, I'm glad you're right. That was very scary.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm all right too. Be thankful that you got out of the car, that you didn't ride off the car going into the wall, and that it actually got put out by fire and rescue before and melted everything down. Like a lot of the stuff is salvageable. Yeah, we're putting a brand new wiring harness in it and sensors and all kinds of stuff, but it could have melted like a lot of stuff. I mean,
your body kit and everything still looks like it's unfazed.
Yeah, everything else is okay. The hood is blown apart, but the hood was kind of keeping all the debris from flying everywhere when the explosion took place. So.
You need an S15 hood? What's up?
Actually, I had one shipped over here from Saibon.
Really?
It's somewhere on your premises. This place is too big to hunt down even things as large as a freaking hood.
Yeah, the package thing is definitely a problem here. Sometimes we have to go on little scavenger hunts. Amazon drivers are the worst because they just drop packages wherever.
Oh, so you find padded envelopes probably in corners, and random spots. That's
weeks later.
Yep. Well, we're happy to help. As FD Orlando gets closer, you guys will probably see some other drivers stopping by, either working on cars, dynoing, testing, etc. It's really cool to be able to have this place and be able to offer it, and it's also very cool to see cars you get to drive with and people that you get to look up to. here and kind of look at their cars up close, you know, steal some ideas a little bit. I do want to apologize. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a lap time with the spec car in this video. I really wanted to. Florida has decided to monsoon today, and I would rather wait until it's dry, and I also don't really have time to probably like nut and bolt this car before I take it out. So we'll probably save that for a video once we're back, because we're about to be heading to LZ World Tour Canada. I'm excited. We're going to Quebec this time to iCar, which looks like a really fun track. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, be sure to click the link in the description. And once again, I just want to give a massive thank you to everyone that entered the last F80 giveaway that now has officially ended in this timeline of life right now. And also, thank you to anyone that has entered for the new S15 that we're building. The goal is to have that on display at FD Orlando. It's 2.5 weeks, so I don't think that that car will be running or driving then. But I do think we'll have the complete paint job done. It'll be lowered, looking nice on wheels, and maybe we'll have the engine and the drivetrain mocked up until we have time to do wiring, fabrication, and all that. So look forward to showing that to you guys there, and we'll see you in Canada. I don't know how I made that work, dude. Using every ounce of her that I can.